Right, Judgment Day is coming. The tournament is on its way, and it's the video you've been asking for. Who's going to start for England at the Euros in the first game? Who should start? I'm here with Milad from Football Daily, Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV, and Flav from The Fighting Cock and Ball Street.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
both, don't you?
All
Does it all. So we're going to go through it and try and pick a team between us and just get our points across, because Hodgson doesn't seem to know what his team is. So we might give him a bit of help.
Yeah.
Good idea?
Yes.
Don't know. Let's find out.
Let's do it.
So, in goal. For me, it seems like a really obvious one. It's got to be Joe Hart, right?
Yeah, pretty obvious.
Agreed?
No,
Agreed?
Forster.
Forster.
Yeah,
No,
I think
yeah.
he's a better keeper.
So why do you think
all round.
Forster?
I think Joe Hart's much more prone to a lapse. He's made mistakes over and over again. He's become a little bit complacent in his position. He thinks like he's kind of got it sewn up, so he doesn't really have to think about it. This geezer, he came back from injury last year from Southampton. So it's like 7 clean sheets on the bounce. Colossus in goal. He deserves his shot. Praise the Forster.
That'd be stupid.
I won't be a shooter.
That's madness.
That is madness. Joe Hart conceded 7 goals, which is the least amount of any goalkeepers in the qualifying round.
Yeah, but he didn't play for
The
Southampton.
only thing I'll give it to you is his
So
distribution.
he's not getting the England team because he didn't play for Southampton?
Yes.
It's his usual logic. It's his usual
Listen,
logic.
if he had,
Get that
he
off
wouldn't
there.
be as a secure goalkeeper.
The only thing I agree with you is his distribution. His distribution does let him down, Joe Hart. Fraser is better at distribution, but overall, Joe Hart is a better goalkeeper.
You know what,
Not
right?
true.
We and you was there as well. We went to the England, watched them train, right? And after watching them train, Forster was in 1 goal, and Joe Hart was in another goal, and that even more convinced me that Hart has to start.
Yeah.
The way he talks to the defenders, talks to everybody. He don't stop. Forster's completely quiet throughout the whole thing. He talks to everybody. He's a leader. Definitely 100% Joe Hart has to stop. He's never let England down.
I think this is
Never let
that's a
England
bad
down.
one.
I'm going to throw a shot
There's
at that.
bigger arguments. There's bigger arguments. So Fraser,
gotta be
sorry,
Tom
your
Heaton.
time may come. We may need
Yeah,
you.
he'd probably have Tom Heaton starting as
Tom
well.
Come in.
I don't know
Get
Joe
that
Hart.
one. Right, Joe Hart.
What you got against Joe Hart?
Nothing really. He's all right. I'm just being a bit.
Right.
Joe Hart
Come on,
starts.
blue tack. We're in. Right.
Nice action.
Thanks. Yeah, push and slide if you're ever trying to do it yourself. Right back. 2 options, Nathaniel Klein or Kyle Walker. Does anyone want Nathaniel Klein?
No.
You know what?
No.
I'm going to go with Walker. Because Walker, I think, deserves it. I think Klein's fallen off a bit this year. You know what I mean? Last year I'd had Klein, definitely. But I think at the moment, especially in the friendlies, Walker's been quite impressive. So
For me, one thing I would say is, not for the first game, but for the bigger games, I think I'd play Klein because I think he's better defensively. I think he's smarter in that sense.
I don't know, man. It's not
Walker's
had the greatest
great
of
going
seasons
forward.
for me. It's been all right.
You know Walker.
I do. All season I've been watching Walker and I've been watching Rose, but Walker adds an amazing amount of width and pace down the right. England, from what I've seen so far in the practice, have been quite narrow. They're going to need their fullbacks. Walker's fantastic at going forward. He is limited though. Don't expect him to light up this World Cup because he's actually.
It's not World Cup.
It's Euros because he's not great on the ball. His passing isn't amazing, but
What are you thinking? Right, what are we thinking?
because his tenacity and his pace gives a nightmare for the
Very
opposing
true.
fullbacks.
His
And
athleticism
we need
is
him.
incredible as
Essentially,
well.
our system needs pace and directness from our fullbacks, and he's better at that than Klein.
Okay, we happy with that then?
For sure.
Putting him right back.
Only
Right.
Bellerin, I think, this show.
Left back. For me, this is an obvious one. Milad, who are you going for?
I've gone with Bertrand.
What?
Yeah, I've gone with Bertrand.
No.
I love Danny Rose. I think he's great. He's had a great season. But Bertrand, if you want a crosser of the ball, Bertrand will cross. I think he's made over 200 crosses since 2014, 2015, which is one of only 5 players to ever done that in the Premiership. So if you want crosses, Bertrand, and he can bomb it down. He can bomb it down, for sure.
I'm going Bertrand as well.
You go Bertrand as well?
Yeah. I think he's a better defender. He's a better defender. Rose bombs forward. Yeah, that's great. But the amount of times he gets caught out up front, and I really think that the back four is a bit dodgy. I put Bertrand in there, more secure defender, and like you said, better crosser of the ball, and can also get forward. I feel more secure with Bertrand in there. I just think Rose sometimes, exciting player, but sometimes he forgets that he's a defender.
I'd have to completely disagree with that. I think there was a game against Man City away when they won, and he was absolutely superb. Put his body on the line against Germany. I thought he was class as well.
But there's
For
been
me,
other
I think
games.
Rose is better. Is a better
There's been other games
defender,
when he's been dodgy, he's been shaky.
If you want a big game player, a potential captain of not only Tottenham and England, Danny Rose is your man. You
Captain.
laugh.
You would take your captain.
Wait and see. There will be no player who works harder and fights and drives that team on from left back than Danny Rose, and you'll see in this tournament what a potentially dangerous but important.
But have you not seen it? A lot of times he gets caught out. You must admit, even at Spurs.
No.
Every player gets caught out once in a while.
No, a lot of times.
Danny Rose is fallible. He does have jinx in his armour. But if we've got to take this competition by the throat,
Yeah, but we've got to have a good defence, a solid defence as well.
Remember that we've got to have width.
It is a 50-50 though. It's not like it's just a 50-50. So it could go either way. Danny
So we've
Rose,
got two votes. We need to settle this
It's got
somehow.
to be Rose.
Craig,
Sticking with Bertrand.
vision mixing behind the camera. Who gets it, Rose or Bertrand?
We're going Rose.
Thank you, Danny Rose.
Too many Spurs fans in this place.
He's not Spurs.
He's
Chelsea.
Chelsea's
Right. Centre back. A lot of chat about the centre backs and how poor essentially our centre backs are. Cahill, Stones, Smalling. Robbie, who you go for?
Cahill and Smalling.
Yeah.
I think Stones potentially will be really good, but at the moment he's had a bit of a dodgy season. I'd start with those two. They're more secure for me. Although Smalling, I'm worried about. When I saw him in that FA Cup final, the way he couldn't cope with the pace of guys like Balassi worries me. You know, if he comes up against Bale and he plays like I saw him in the cup final, we're in trouble. But at the moment, they're the better two, I think. The more secure two, experienced two, I'd go with them.
I agree.
Smalling, 100%. Best clean sheets, joint clean sheets with Arsenal. Best defence in the league. Smalling and Cahill, because of his experience. He's been there before, he's done it.
Any stats to back up Cahill?
Cahill is just
By
experience.
default. Cahill is by default, let's have it right. The reason everyone was waiting for Stones to be good enough, and he hasn't done it this season, and that's probably why Smalling.
The one thing I say about Cahill as well is that he can come forward and he can get you a goal from set pieces. He's very good from set pieces.
Smalling scored in his last game as well.
Yeah, so
There you go.
you got the two of them in there.
If I was Van Gaal, I probably would have gone the other way because he's a right-footed
man,
defender.
So no Stones.
All right.
Push and slide, guys. Push and slide.
You didn't ask me my opinion about whatever.
Well, you were nodding, so I'm going to take it as a
Arsenal, I don't care.
Right.
Who plays at the back? They're all,
Right,
all
this
as
is-
bad as each other.
He is not a midfielder. Play him in his proper position, which is up front, or you don't play him at all.
Okay.
Simple
So
as.
we'll go to a vote on that.
Wilshire's got to start for me. If Wilshere doesn't start, then we're saying that we're not going to have a creative midfield.